I was a student pastor for 9 years, and that basically means that I prepped and taught about 1,000 Bible studies, teaching, sermons, whatever you want to call them. But I'd never had so many students come up to me after a lesson, Bible study, asking for a printout than what I have to say in this video. I think it hit a felt need that maybe you can help share around, teach this stuff yourself. Like this video, subscribe, do it now, please. But at the end, comment what you would add to this list, because these are the 10 commandments of dating. They're not from God and they are not guarantors of perfection, but man, commit to these 10 things and you're gonna have a framework. It's like bowling with those little side rails. When the ball heads towards the edge, it says, nope, can't go that way. And it kind of heads back the other way. I think that's how dating works, and especially when you're doing it with these 10 commandments. Commandment number 1 is to be okay not dating. You're not ready to date if you need to date. That's just it. Some of you always have to have a boyfriend, always have to have a girlfriend, because it's your identity, it's your crutch, and it's flowing from insecurities. And I'm not saying this to bring guilt or shame upon you. Let's just name it. Every season of singleness, however, is what the Bible calls a gift. And I actually did a video on this if you go looking for it. Commandment number 2 is to keep Christ first. And I know that's cliche. It is foundational. This is seismic. You are not doing yourself or your date a favor by putting them first. People are not meant to be worshiped. They can't handle it. They like it for a little bit and then it's done. When you keep worshiping Jesus, however, when your Christianity is both the priority and the motivation of your life, you will bless your date beyond measure. Dating is training grounds for your future spouse. So train accordingly. And if marriage isn't Christ first, that's doomed. So it starts with dating. Commandment number 3 is to forsake never the gospel of grace. If you don't understand the gospel, dating and marriage, it won't work. It will not function. It will not flourish. It can't. Here's how you know. Great litmus test for your understanding of grace. When you totally sin, do you run away from God or towards God? Once you find yourself running towards God post-sin, you're understanding grace. Then and only then will you start extending grace to your date, which is a key ingredient of every single relationship. Commandment 4, and this is kind of going to link some of them together, date towards marriage. And again, this goes back to why am I even dating? If you're wanting to just have a make-out partner or you just don't want to be alone, it's a disaster waiting to happen. If, however, you date towards marriage, like there's something about this girl, there's something about this boy that my soul connects with, I'm going to give it a shot. You might figure out quickly it's a no-go, but it's the right trajectory. You see in this person a potential spouse, man, go for it. Commandment number 5 is to date other strong Christians. This is kind of an implication or like a duh if you're following the other ones, but someone might be attractive, charming, even there's a chemistry between you. But if they aren't solid in their faith, then it's just a no-go. You don't feel the consequences of it now. They are only going to ramp up exponentially as this relationship unfolds. So do not allow yourself, this takes self-control, to get emotionally or physically attached to a non-believer. If you get married, one of you will never get to be themselves. If you have a Christian and a non-Christian unequally yoked, which is disobeying the Bible, but if it happens, sometimes it happens where a Christian goes in thinking the other spouse is a Christian, and actually that's not the case. What can happen, what does happen, is that you will never be able to fully be yourself. Let's say you want to go to church. Well, either the non-believer is just going to force themselves to go for the union, to not rock the boat, or the believer, which is usually the case, won't go to church. Either way, they're not fully being themselves. This has to do with not just church, but parenting. Hey, what do I do? Where do I go if I die? Or, I mean, just all the value systems of everything. It comes down to this massive question of Christ, of Jesus, of the gospel of Christianity or not. And no, dating is not a mission field. So don't even try the lie of missional dating. Sixth is, this is countercultural. Keep dating communal. So a major flaw today is that dating has become too individualized, hyper individualized, almost private, almost secret. And I don't think it can get worse than swipe right or swipe left. There's no accountability. There's no community. The mentality is, I like her. She likes me. I don't care about your opinion. But that's a train wreck because you're blind. Love and lust and everything will blind you. Better, communally, your first dates should be with family and then with friends. Eating dinner and playing board games within the home with others, watching movies, whatever. Just know that love, again, it can blind you. But by keeping things communal, it's less awkward. It's awkward at first, maybe, but then it gets better and better because the people that know you best are going to watch not just who this other person is, but how are you acting with and in the presence of this new person. That is such a litmus test for how the relationship is going, if you're being real, if you're not being real. Commandment, the seventh, is to be thyself. And I don't mean you do you, boo. I don't mean be true to yourself. I just mean, again, sure, you're going to change over time. And this is kind of what communal dating is a shield for as well. Acting differently around your date, not being thyself, is trouble. Again, your community will let you know. Personally, it's the first thing I look for when close ones of mine are dating. If they are normal, then I relax. It doesn't mean everything, but it does mean some things that can progress into very unhealthy things. And so that's very important. The eighth is to establish physical boundaries. If you're serious about Jesus and you're serious about loving and caring for the sacred soul that you call girlfriend or boyfriend, you go to the Lord and to his Bible and you ask him, Lord, what do I want to say for my husband and wife? What do you have for me? And you establish boundaries. Then you talk to your close ones to hold you to the fire. Then when you start dating, you let that be one of your first conversations. You establish those same boundaries between y'all that you're agreed upon. And if they aren't down for it, then you end it. Those boundaries, they come first because in the heat of the moment, we all know that feeling, just winging the boundaries, it's not going to last. I've officiated about a dozen weddings and I've still yet to hear someone say, man, I wish we would have gone further while dating. It's always with tears saying in premarital counseling, why did I do those things? It's this strong regret. Sexual sin is forgivable. It is escapable. Jesus' gospel is so free to cleanse those things away. But at the same time, there are consequences to sin, and to get out ahead of it is just wise. Commandment, the ninth, is to make Christianity your thing. Here's what I mean by that. Go to church with each other. Be in Bible studies together. Tell each other what you are learning. Pray regularly together and not just before meals. Make your Christian faith totally integral to who you are as a dating couple. Make Christianity your thing. This becomes the glue as things unfold that will hold so many of these commitments, these commandments together, and you two together. 10th and last is to honor your boyfriend, your girlfriend. Whether or not you end up marrying this person, honor them. Be a tool in God's hand to build this person up. During breakups, honor them. After breakups, don't go rattling off everything wrong they ever did to you to all your friends. You want them after the breakup to think so highly of you. And if you stay together, keep on honoring them. Make them feel like $1,000,000. And when you botch it and you dishonor them, ask for forgiveness and keep on honoring. What a gift. Okay, hopefully this serves you as a framework, as bowling alley rails. I don't know. What would you add to the list? Would you take anything away? Subscribe, please. Comment below. I'm grateful for you. Bye.